So the first thing you'll notice is since then I've had a haircut and no longer dressed like I come out of the 70s. So this was my second attempt of 165 on the bar and all white. So then I jump up 5 kilos from my third for a 170. Come out with loads of confidence, big breath, and boom, just pitched forward slightly. So lost the lift and Will had to grab my big titties. So now this is the first one from the Munster Open, and this is my opener of 170. So I actually failed what I opened with in my next comp. That went fine, 1 red, 2 whites. So this is the 175. I knew that I was cutting it close on depth. So the first thing I thought was sink this one, okay? Sink it. So we get ready. I stick the chin back, hips under, drop down, and much better depth on that one. Funny, after doing that, Arthur just turns to me and just goes, 177.5, I say 180. I don't care if I hit depth or get the lift, I already know I'm not going to bomb out because of the squat. Which bombing out becomes very evident if we go further on into this video, so just wait and see. So, take my breath, set my hips, chin back, and boom. Just too high, made easy work of the lift, but it was probably lower than my first. So this is my first bench from the comp a year previous. Forgot to ask for a handout, so said YOLO, handed out myself. Boom and up, throw it back, didn't wait for the rec command. What a fucking idiot. Would he do that a second time? And I did. This is my third now, and drive it back, up. Let's just keep holding it, hold it. Hold it. This is when my back started going into a spasm and I was like, nah, just take it. So I had already bombed out of that meet, but by now I was here opening up 105 kilos. Funnily enough, all my warm-ups for the squat and bench went horrible day of, and it just kind of showed me how much I need to listen to people with better experience, and I actually just took Arthur's and Stephen's advice to just pick up lighter, and it worked out really well, getting 8 out of 9 lifts. So here I am setting up for my second, which is 110. Drives it up, little bit of a stall, and back up. Even looking at that now, I would have red lit that for downward movement, but we got away with it. A lot of this meet was me getting away with a lot of stuff I shouldn't, but whatever, I'll take the win. So here I am setting up for my third attempt, which is 112.5. There we go, and lockout's not a bother. So bench went well. So now here's the funny thing. I was so pissed off the day of this meet because of a person that won't be mentioned that for my opening attempt, boom, forgot to wear my belt like an idiot. That was probably the only good thing I took out from this meet, was a 200 kilo belt list, which at the time would have been pretty big for me. So here I went and went up to, I want to say that that's a 120. Thinking, oh yeah, 20 kilos, belt adds 20 kilos, don't it, bro? Starts off good, get it to my knee, and then just my shoulders were in a terrible position, so the belt doesn't add 20 kilos. And in Munster Open, this time I remembered to wear a belt for my opener. Get tight, and she moves up nice and easy. Much easier than without a belt. Here's the second attempt of 220, what I finished in the last comp with, and nice and easy, just like a second attempt should be. Final deadlift, the big one, the fun one, and it's an absolute grinder. Crowd goes wild, and he gets the lockout, and faints. So the main difference going into these two meets kind of comes down to 4 points, two physical and two mental. The physical points is this was the first meet that I did that I specifically trained for a powerlifting meet. I didn't just kind of go off the end of a block of a bodybuilding training block to just, max out for fun. I specifically trained and I used a Shiko program to get ready for this meet. So that would be one big difference in the factors that made the second meet much better than the first, as well as one little hindrance maybe going into the second meet, the Munster Open, was I cut 6 kilos to make it into my weight class. And I didn't do it too rapidly, maybe over a 5 to 6 week period leading up to the comp, but it certainly played its role. Then the mental aspects that were very different, and this is kind of the big one between the two, is I was a lot more focused on competing. I wanted to put out a good total. I didn't want to miss loads of lifts. I didn't want to just lose my mind and lift shit. I wanted to compete in powerlifting. And, because of that and listening to the other coaches around me and stuff to maybe play it safe on my squat and bench and then go all out in the deadlift, it worked out that I got an 8 for 9 and came away really happy with my performance, even though I didn't perform like I wanted in the squat and bench. Um, and in the first meet, I something happened during that meet, and I could say that that's the reason why I bombed out in the bench, because I was just so focused on getting angry and getting as much hype as I possibly could, but I was overhyped, and that made me lose focus. So when Arthur, the head judge, didn't call rack, I didn't care. I just kept throwing it back. I wouldn't wait for him. And you missed it, but I did actually rack the bar before the command in the second attempt that I didn't show because I don't have the footage. Uh, so overall, if you do want to delve into powerlifting or something like that, remember it's a different sport. Just because you bench, squat, and deadlift in the gym with your physique training and stuff like that does not mean you know what it's like on a platform to do your bench, squat, and deadlift, or squat, bench, and deadlift, the preferred order. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed watching me fail loads of times. I always find it funny to watch, so hopefully you guys did too. All right, that's all for today, guys. Bye bye.